Mr. Marape, what's your reaction to the court decision yesterday that found Pangu MP and Minister Mr. Amuli used bribery to be elected, and that they've called for a by-election there? Was that endorsed by the party? What's your reaction to that court decision?
Party don't endorse bribery, and I don't think Mr. Henry Amuli, from what I know, encouraged bribery. Courts independent are subject to make their findings based on allegations made and evidence produced. Mr. Amuli has informed me that he intends to appeal the matter. He felt that he did not allow for bribery to take place. He didn't commit bribery. It is a third-party offense, and he will be filing this matter for an appeal to the Supreme Court.
There was a seminar this morning on population statistics and society and management research institute. One of the highlights of the recommendations was the fact that all these organizations that come up with the population data have been lacking financial assistance from the government over the years. What is your, what will the government do to help with the population data?
Yeah, no, Dorothy, we've sort of had many people handling what could have been a single platform population sort of basis. So we're trying to have a full-blown first stage of our census this year. We'll roll on into continued study in 2024. So all we want to put them under one sort of organization, one sort of conduit to do population enumeration first and foremost, and then a deeper study in the population characteristics. So if it has happened in the past, then 2023 is the year where we will try to take a head count on all our citizens in our country. And we will be using our councillors, we will be using our districts and provinces. We don't want to have a Port Moresby-based people running around counting people all over our country. We already have government structures already in place. The councillors are in ward levels. The district administrators or CEOs are already there. The LNG officials are already there. The provincial administrators are already there. There'll be 19 provincial teams, 20 provincial teams, 21st in the NCD team, and we work with the autonomous government to complete headcount. This is part of reordering our country going forward. We want to account for every citizen in our country. You must be a known person, and you must be a numbered person. Keep these two words, known person and numbered person. We will be expanding that space.
Prime Minister, just a follow-up question from me from the last year as well. With the talks that you are mentioning about empowering our SMEs as well, I'm just following up on the Porgera Mine. Do we have become near a set date for its reopening? And what's the status as such?
Thank you, Kalagan, for asking this important question. Porgera Mine, just because we silent doesn't mean we have not been working. Both parties have been working to ensure it has been progressed. We're almost there. There's only a tax issue that is standing in the way of the program being opened. And I'm being transparent about this. Prime Minister doesn't have full authority to impose on IRC to do this or do that. IRC has its constitutional office, constitutional mandate to do their job. They're doing the job. They're almost there with the assessment. And from our government perspective, as beyond our policy making powers, we'll be looking at their assessment to see if they're consistent with law. If they're consistent with law, then nothing much we can do. So I think this is the issue that is currently the issue that is allowing for us to sit back and look at the program matter. Otherwise, everything is almost complete. Working with Barrick, we've assimilating an exploration license they already have with the SML Kumul has. We're working through the due process with MRA and the mining department. It is not something that myself and or the mining minister and our partners will decide. Our country is a country that is rule-based, law-based. Rules and laws of our country will be complied upon. One fact remains clear. Barrick is committed to reopen the mine, and PNG government through Kumul Mining Holding Limited is committed as a partner to reopen the mine. It should happen sometime this year. That I am being quite sure about, simply because I know what we are doing behind the scene to have the things be ticked off. We come from a far place. We were loggerheads. We assembled into the Porgera Mine Framework Agreement. We moved from there into Porgera Project Commencement Agreement. We're now ready to move into consolidating an operatorship agreement. And our managing partner, Barrick, has not also been resting. We employed over 1,000 people already. They've kept the mine running, and I could confirm with them, subject to final verification, but Barrick has been spending money to keep the mine in care and maintenance. So it is all in our shared interest to reopen the mine at the very earliest. And hopefully within the first 6 months of this year, we're able to complete everything, including the tax matter that IRC has custody of, has nothing to do with the executive government.
That's one from the national.
Yeah.
Prime Minister, sorry, straight from the national. What is the status of discussions with the twins for the Pasca agreement?
Twins, again, same process. They've had some regulatory issues with Department of Petroleum as custodian of the regulatory matters. I just want to encourage all our foreign investors in our country. You know, we don't run banana republic. We have due processes in our country. Comply with all requirements of law in our country. Get the exploration license, deliver to the intent of the license. We have us in the petroleum space, for instance, we have a retention license, deliver to the conditions of the retention license. You're applying for a development license and you're in the APDL states, then comply to the rules of engagement. Those are prescribed by law. James Marape will not circumvent, or any ministers will not circumvent. And so some of those license requirements possibly were not met by investors. The beholder of those regulations entitled as to check against the requirements of those legislations. But for Twinja and the Pasca project is a small, low-hanging project within which the Petroleum Department have done their bit. The issues that is outstanding, and I think the project partner has given his view known to us. We're taking a review holistically to see whether it could be reviewed as far as where it is today. As a government, we want to tick off Porgera, Papua LNG, Pinang LNG, Pasca LNG, and of course, Wafi Gold Mine. Those projects, you asked me this question this time, 5 months from today. I hope to have a firm answer for all of you 5 months from today.
My question is directed to Minister Maru.
Please.
Can you just give an update on the proposed special economic zones and the one in Chingu, especially in Karamu? I think a team has been deployed. Any updates on that?
Thank you very much for the question. As you know, our government is embarked on developing what we call a SEZ master plan for Papua New Guinea. That involves bringing in consultants from Japan, the Japanese Development Institute, to assist the SEZ authority and my department and ministry pull together a plan. What we are doing in these few months is traveling to all the provinces and districts where we believe there is a potential for special economic zones. So far, 19 have been identified, including Karamu in the Chimbu province. The Japanese team is looking at a high-level assessment. For example, Western Province has the potential. We'll go and have a look at it. What sort of land you have, what could grow there, what industries could be started. Based on global experience, is it viable? What are the key challenges that we need to overcome in order to develop a zone there? Because we're going to close Porgera, the Octary mine in 10 years. What do we do? If we don't build the economy there, there'll be a big hole in the national economy and also the Western Province economy. So that's what they're going to do. After that study, we're going to do specific studies like we are doing now in Karamoy to look at the viability of establishing each of the zones. Today we were looking at the central rise, special economic zone. We went up to Gabadi, Brown River with our investors. They've had a look. Tomorrow they're going over to Rico. First thing they found was the soil is so good. Their scientists came with them. They took all the samples and they couldn't believe. We had some of the best soils in the world for rice. So we are now going to the detailed phase to look at a study on whether we can do rice in a very big way in our country. So we are hoping that by the end of April, we will finalize the drought plan and take it through our workshop process in our country so that global experts will critique our drought plan and our own citizens, our academic community, NRI will critique our drought plan, and then we can finalize it and bring it into cabinet in May. Basically, once cabinet looks at the plan and its recommendations, especially the ranking of what should be done first. We can't do everything in one go. It costs a lot of money. We will be able to then start implementing the plan. So that's where we are, and there's a lot of interest already from investors around the world, starting with the Philippines, so they're here to look at the rice opportunity. And other countries are lining up to come and look at investing in the special economic zone. So we are under pressure. Even Australian companies are now talking. So we're under pressure to complete the plan now and go to the next phase. So that's where we are. But I want to conclude by saying economic zones will be the main driver of our economy into the future. That's why it's a very, very important concept. And I want to thank the Prime Minister, the Marape government for passing the Special Economic Zone Authority Act in 2019 and funding it so we can start the plan and complete it this year.